My name's Tawny, and I'd like to take this double D derailed boob train and get it back on track. When I was about 24, I started dating the lead singer of Whitesnake. I started doing these videos, and then I couldn't walk down the street without having people everywhere recognizing me. All the movies that I had done didn't get me half the recognition that these videos did. I had no idea that I was going to turn out to be the sexual icon that I am today. I had my first breast augmentation when I was 27, 28. I thought they were too small. And then one day I woke up and went, let's make them bigger. I was bored mixed with a little bit of insecurity. And the truth was I didn't need it, but had a little too much money and time on my hands. I started out as a small B and just thought maybe a nice small C would be good. But that's where the trouble starts, because then it's never big enough. I call it the boob train, and it's something that you can never get off. Once you buy that ticket, eventually something's gonna go wrong. Like in my case, I've spent about $200,000 on my breasts. I think maybe on my 6th surgery, I went, this is it. Just lift them and that's it. No more, I'm done. But doctors can make their own choices for you when you're asleep. And I woke up and I looked down and I couldn't see my feet. My breasts were so big. And I remember starting to cry. And the nurse says, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, my boobs, they're too big. And she went, oh, it's just the swelling. It'll go down. A year later, they didn't go down. I went back in and said, you've got to take these out. They said, okay, let's do this. We're going to put this mesh in because we made the pocket too big, and this will keep the little implant that we're going to put back in you stay in place. The mesh didn't hold them, and the implants are sliding down the inside wall of my chest. You make a decision at 27, but then you turn 50 and not so good.
I cannot believe how much your daughter, Rainey, looks like you.
Oh,
she graduates this year, right?
She graduates this year, and she's happy, and that's really...
That's all you can ask for with your kids, yeah.
The two most important days of my life were the days that my children were born. And now my last daughter is going off to college, and I'm gonna be an empty nester. My job as a mother is to keep my daughters away from breast implants.
They've also seen what you've gone through.
I look at these young girls and I'm trying to tell them to just be happy with themselves. If I can stop anybody else from doing this, then God, I've done my job. When's the last time I said, Kim, hey, let's go out in public?
A couple years. She literally does not go out of her house. It's up here. And if you don't feel good up here, it's kind of hard.
I actually have a consultation with Dr. Dubrow about doing my boobs.
Thank goodness.
Wouldn't it be nice
It'd be
to
wonderful.
Finally get off this boob train?
No, yeah, you got to get off the boob train.
Since the 1980s, I've been famous for my looks. But after these surgeries, I am so embarrassed with how I look. I don't even want to leave the house. I need to fix my breasts so that I can get out there and live.
Might get the old ton back. I could do a cartwheel right now.
I know, I could do a cartwheel too and actually splits and a back flip on this table.
Well, let's wait till after the surgery.
Let's do it.
What do you have for me today?
She is one of the most famous sex symbols of the 80s. Her name's Tawny, and she's had a bit of breast surgery since then. And so here she is. Still looks good. Here's her breasts. So she's obviously had implants and a lift.
Yeah.
And she's got a lot of irregular scarring. Previous breast surgeries have clearly failed. Let's bring her and see if we can help her, okay?
Can you please send in Tawny?
Hello.
Oh, Nassif.
Hi, thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Terry Dubrow.
Hi, Dr. Dubrow.
Nice to meet you. Please have a seat. Of course we know who you are, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Well.
But I kind of have a personal connection to you because my brother was a big rock star in the 80s.
Yes, Kevin.
Did you know him?
I did.
You did?
I did. I met him a few times.
Right.
Yeah.
My brother, Kevin, was the lead singer of the band Quiet Riot. He tried everything known to man in the 80s. Unfortunately, those hard partying ways caught up to him, and he died one night, 2007.
Yeah,
you
we
were
know.
married to David
I
Coverdale,
was married
right?
to David, yes.
When I was in medical school at UCLA, my brother had a big house in Hancock Park.
Right.
And he had a cabana above the pool house that he
Right.
let me live in.
Oh.
And my only job in the house was to take care of his cat.
You were a cat roadie.
Totally. You heard it here first. Before I was a plastic surgeon, I was a pussy wrangler for Quiet Riot. You were like the sexiest hood ornament of the 80s,
Thank
basically.
you, thank you.
I did
Back
notice
then,
that.
no breasts.
No breasts.
So what made you want to get breasts when you were doing so well?
It must have been something inside of myself where I wasn't feeling secure enough about myself and thought, oh, well, this will take care of the problem.
Okay.
I can't imagine the pressures that Tawny must have been feeling at the height of her career. And maybe getting a little enhancement can keep her at that top a little longer. But, you know, I gotta tell you, it's a scalpel. It's not a magic wand.
The 5th and 6th is really where it all started going wrong. So when I was under, the doctors took the liberty of putting in the size that they felt was going to suit me. And then it gets worse. So I go back to the doctors and I say, look, they're too big. Great, we'll take them out and we'll make your implants smaller. Within 6 months, the implants started slipping through the mesh.
They bottomed out.
And now the implants are like down to the bottom of my rib cage.
On that last revision with the mesh, did they downsize them too?
They did downsize
Are
them.
you happy with the size?
No, I'm not.
It's still too big.
They're still way too big. I don't want the implants at all.
Oh, you want to do without implants entirely?
Right.
It's unusual for an actress, entertainment type person to want to not to have implants anymore. But after a certain period of time, you're fed up with implants and complications associated with them. So I applaud Tawny for wanting to get rid of them.
You were the only one who could help me.
Let's go in, have a look, and see if we can figure out how to help you, okay?
All right.
All right, great.
Great, thank you. There is truly a lot hanging on this exam. Me getting my life back, me getting back into life, me being happy. If Dr. Dubrow throws his hands in the air right now, I'd be absolutely devastated.
So let's see what's going on here. This is the side that has the poorly defined inframammary crease area, where the breast starts and ends, and the chest wall and abdomen starts and ends should be very distinct, right? And it's not. That's what we call effacement. When the breast meets the chest, it does so in an area called the inframammary crease, and it has a very specific look. When you lose that demarcation, that's called effacement, and that basically makes you look like you have plastered on breasts. In addition, I think your breasts are wider than they should be, considering the sort of lack of projection. If we take your implants out, you still sort of naturally are always going to have a kind of a wide-ish breast, okay? The wider the breast, the more projection is sometimes required in order to have that nice balance. And the question is, can we tighten things up enough to give you the illusion of having less width, which will then be in balance with the proportion of the projection? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want the implants out and be done with implants?
10.
Let's take them out.
Gotta-
That, by the way,
That was
I
that, you gotta do it.
completely agree with you. I'm a
I'm
huge,
so happy.
Even if the projection is really diminished.
Cleavage, I don't want. Projection, I don't want. The bigger message for me being here with you guys is to stop doing this boob train, as I call it.
that's particularly significant come from someone who, as an 80s sexual celebrity icon, was that without breast implants.
Without. I never want implants again. And I advise anybody to think about it 10 times, 15 times, 20 times before you actually walk in to a plastic surgeon who's going to say, yeah, you need those.
I feel good about it.
Okay.
If we are successful, do you think we can get him on the hood of a
Of my
car
Range
with his
Rover?
top off? I want to see you in a man's ear on the hood of a car.
Yes.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, I think we can do
Thank you
something.
very
All right,
much.
I look forward to this.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Tawny Katane here to see Dr. Dubrow.
Okay, go ahead and sign in and we'll get you taken right back.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I am so excited to get off this boob train and getting back to a normal looking girl without these like ridiculous set of breasts that should have never been put on me in the first place. Hi.
How are you?
Oh gosh, I am so happy to see you, Dr. Dubrow.
The choice you made was to take the implants out. We lose some of the things that the implants give us, which is the upper fullness and the projection. So we still are faced with the task of giving you a good shape. Let me see what's going on, what's cooking here. Remember her at 27?
I do.
On the hood of the car?
Is
that cool?
Of course.
And I didn't have these.
You didn't need them then, you don't need them now.
That's what I'd like to get a lot of girls to stop doing.
I'm glad you're doing this. We don't get to go back in time that often and restart the whole system again without the implants. I applaud you for doing that. It's a good message to send, and I like that. We still have to do it. Ready for this?
I trust you with my life. I am so ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Tawny's had so many breast surgeries in the past. The only breast shape she has is due to the underlying breast implants. It makes my job even that much more difficult because once I take these implants out, she's gonna have a flat, wide, pancakey breast with absolutely no shape. I will start Tawny's surgery by making incisions through her previous scars below her areolas and then remove her implants. I will then do a careful examination of her breast pockets to make sure everything looks normal and then close them off. Finally, I will use the existing breast tissue to shape her mounds, remove excess skin from under her armpits to reduce breast width, giving her better overall proportions.
Look at that smile on your face.
She's got the attitude. This is one of those cases where you kind of have to manage expectations because the first thing you're gonna see is a very pancakey breast. You had upper breast tissue, which is fantastic, but nothing in the lower. The good news is that stuff should come down, so I kind of made the lower portion a little on the tighter side. I think 2 or 3 or 4 weeks out from now, you'll get a better idea of whether you're okay with things or you're not okay with things. She's got a smile on her face. She doesn't seem to be in too much pain, but let's see what happens when I take her dressing off. I want to make sure your nipples are alive. When it comes to the blood supply to the areola, there's 2 factors you worry about. Blood going in, called arterial blood, which is oxygenated blood, and blood coming out, which is deoxygenated venous blood. An impairment in either one of those can lead to vascular problems and inability of the areola to breathe. That was beautiful. This one, although alive, is showing evidence of a little bit of vascular impairment. So, how do we get blood supply to come out? Leeches.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Is he joking?
They're medicinal leeches.
They're alive
They're
leeches.
alive. They will attach.
Okay.
And they will suck the blood out. And they will also inject an anticoagulant called hirudin.
That's naturally in their bodies?
That's naturally in their saliva.
Wow.
That will allow it to continue even after they bit on there and suck the blood out. When you have arterial inflow problems, use hyperbaric oxygen, you use nitropase, but the best way still of getting blood to flow out is the leech. And I don't mean Paul. Look, he's exactly where he needs to be, by the way.
You can't even feel it.
Right. They have an anesthetic in their saliva, theoretically.
Morphine like something.
Yeah.
Really?
Color's already getting better.
It's amazing how quickly it works, by the way. This is perfect. So we're gonna leave you and the leeches. Thank you. This is exactly what you need.
I am truly so happy with the way that I look right now. I never want to put implants in me again. Never. I'm in the right body.
I'll see you soon, okay? Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is so bizarre. This boob train has been on the tracks for a very long time. Removing my implants really was the best decision, and I am extremely glad to be done with this journey.
She's talking about dating again.
All right, well, I'll be happy to see that.
The transformation that she's gone through since her surgery is unbelievable, and I can't wait for her to get here so everyone can see it.
Hey, guys. Hey, there she is. Oh, my God.
Permission to come aboard.
Permission granted.
Oh my gosh.
And that's all her now.
I'm
She got
so
her little
happy.
dancer's body
I
back.
do.
Dude,
I
you got your
do. Thank
smile
you.
back.
Can you
You're
tell?
happy.
I feel like me again. Before my surgery, I was derailed by the boob drain. I felt like I was in the wrong body, especially when you're considered a sex symbol. But now I'm back on track and I'm implant free and I feel like me. I'm so elated that I could do a back handspring on a Ferrari. Where are you, Dr. Nassif? Thank you all so very much for being there for me.
Cheers, cheers. It's our pleasure. We love you, girl. We love you.
This is absolutely a happy ending, and I really, really hope my experience will help younger women to say no to implants.
Work that hair, girl. Work that 20 hair.